How are you doing today? Hi. Good morning. I'm good. Thanks for asking, Malik. Hey, Babji. Hi, Arjun. Okay, so there is a question there. When we Google authentication on the mobile, uninstall format, how to log in into AWS is gone. Guys, keep this in mind. If somehow you need to have the Google Authenticate, the code with you. If you uninstall or if you format or you lose your phone, you lost your phone, then there is no way you can log into the console, right? So let's say, for example, if you have both IAM, guys, both IAM core, IAM MFA and the root MFA both are in the same phones, right? So if the phone is lost, that means your root account for MFA is also lost. You cannot get it back. So you need to ask AWS to remove that MFA, create a support ticket, and you have to get that. Or you guys are very smart. So like you can use on the computer also, right? Google Authenticator on the computer. So please check that. But on the phone, it is lost. It's gone. Hi, Abdul. Yes, you need to contact. When we create inline policies like list user, list policy, and create user, we got only policy. Meaning, but not users in users. I didn't understand that question. If the IAM user with read-only access for that's okay. Test user not visible in the task. I don't know. It's okay. So if you understood the concept, yeah. Let me take. If an IAM user with read-only access for some resources, and that same user is added in the IAM group, which has. Did you try that, Poonam? At least these are all like, permutations and combinations and all. Like, please try it out. Maybe you can, maybe you can give a direct policy. Try it out. Give it a try. At least I don't do all these kinds of. Guys, come on, with this 14 years of experience, I don't go and do all this. Yeah, please do. That's what I haven't tested that. Please test it. I'm asking you, Poonam, to test it and let us know. Which one? Basically, mostly, test it and let me know. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what did we discuss in our last class?
EC2.
EC2. Nice. Okay, let's have a small shoot around here. So pricing models, yes. So guys, can you list down the pricing models that you know?
On demand.
Yeah. What are those?
On demand.
On demand.
Spiky applications.
Okay, let me ask you like this. It's better. So if I want to have a long-term commitment, which one do I choose?
Long-term commitment, you can go with this.
Reserve. No commitments. Fixed price.
On demand.
On demand. Bidding, auctioning,
bidding,
spot. Discounts concept, reserve, right? And then if you need to have your own dedicated host, that meaning it's a dedicated host. Yeah. And then we discuss about the families and instance types. So which is the instance type we should be using it in our course? T2 micro.
T2 micro.
T2 micro. Okay. So how do you achieve the scalability?
By increasing the capacity, of the servers.
By changing the instance type. So if you want to change the instance type, is it possible to change the instance type while EC2 is running? No. What we need to do first? Stop the EC2 instance first and then change the instance type. So when you change the instance type, the data is lost. No, the data is not lost.
No.
Data is not lost. Okay. And then and do you remember the burstable performance instances? Yeah. And all instances are burstable performance?
No.
Yes or no?
No. Only T2 and T3.
Only T2, T3 are burstable performance. Only few. And burstable performance instances are paid or it's free?
It's paid.
Nice. Okay. Very good. I know that you have that in your minds already. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So today's topic is, let's come back. Guys, what are hard disks called in AWS?
Volume.
What are hard disks called in AWS? Volumes. Right? We know that it is called volumes. And we have discussed about the volumes already in our starting classes. Yes? Right. So guys, do you remember what is the default volume called?
Root volume.
Root volume. What does the root volume contains? Operating system. What is the maximum volume size? 16 terabyte. So if I reboot my EC2 instance, data is lost?
No.
No, data is not lost. Right? So the same thing, but we have discussed, these are all EBS volumes, right? We have discussed about EBS volumes. So volumes are categorized into two types here. Volumes are categorized into two types. Number one is EBS volume. And number two is instance store volumes. Right? And coming to the EBS volume, we know this already. Let me write this. Guys, EBS volumes are persistent storage. What is it called? Persistent storage. That meaning, if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data is lost? No, data is not lost. So that's why it is persistent. Persistent storage or permanent storage. Persistence or permanent. That meaning, okay, I'll write this here. If you stop and start the EC2 instance, if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data will not be lost. And you know very well, EBS volume maximum size 16 TB, 16 terabyte. And is it free or you need to pay? Definitely you need to pay. EBS is chargeable. EBS is chargeable. That means you need to pay for that. Guys, if I reboot, data is lost.
No.
For reboot, no data lost. No data lost. We know this already, but something new on this EBS volumes are, let's discuss this. We have in EBS itself, we have different types of EBS volumes. Types of EBS volumes. Types of EBS volume. There are different types of EBS volumes, guys. There are different types of EBS volume. Whenever you are launching the EC2 instance, we need to select the volume, na? Your root volume, additional volume. Root volume is default, but the root volume also, which type of, right? No, it's, yeah. Additional volumes and root volumes, those are different, guys, right? And types of volumes meaning, for root volume also, we have different types. For root volumes also, we have different types. For additional volumes also, we have different types, right? So let's see what are the different types of volumes we have it here. So let's go ahead here. And guys, give me a little bit time. I'll write down first and then we'll discuss, okay? So first one, we call it as general purpose. Shortcut, we call it as GP2 and then GP3. This is SSD. General. The size of this is. Let me write down first. By reading this, you'll get to know that. Reading itself. We have called and the last one, magnetic, we call it as standard. Yes, generation. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Is there any question? Suffering with cold voice? Yeah. Little bit. Little bit. Do you feel that my voice is different a bit? Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah. This is Ramadan season. No. 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 The timings and everything is different now for us. So, right. One thing is I woke up or wake up late a bit because we wake early morning at 3 o'clock and then we sleep and then we get up, maybe because of that too. Yeah. Yes, everything, projects, classes, everything. Yeah, that's common thing. Yeah, guys. So types of EBS volumes. Thank you for the concern. So types of EBS volumes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different types of volumes. We have 5 different types of volumes. Number one is, we call it as general purpose. General purpose meaning, guys, so if you're launching an EC2 instance, right? If you're launching an EC2 instance, definitely you need to have a volume. And you need to select based on the requirement. Let's say, for example, you want a general purpose. That meaning it will be good. You have a good performance for anything, guys. For anything, most commonly used volume type is GP2. That meaning general purpose. So general purpose volumes, we have 2 types volumes here, GP2, GP3, right? The shortcuts, GP2, GP3, right? So GP2, general purpose 2, general purpose 3. Previously it was only GP2, now they have added GP3 also, right? So in general purpose, GP2, GP3, guys, which one are faster, SSD or HDD? SSD. So that meaning you can clearly understand that GP2 and provisioned IOPS both are SSD and rest all 3 are HDD. So that meaning these 2 volume types are faster. In performance it is faster. So that's why most commonly used volume type is GP2. Of course you can use GP3 as well. And what is the maximum size? The minimum size is 1 GB and maximum size is 16 terabyte. SSD, solid state drive. Yeah. And coming to the provisioned IOPS, guys, provisioned IOPS, what is IOPS? Input output per second. Na? That means if you need to have a high performance, guys, if you need to have a high performance, then you need to go for either IO1 or IO2. That's meaning provisioned IOPS. So how much of IOPS that you need to mention 2000, 3000, 3000 input output per second you will get it. That means if you need to have a high performance, then you need to go for provisioned IOPS. That can be IO1. What is the shortcut for provisioned IOPS? IO1 or IO2. And what is the minimum size? Provisioned IOPS, as it is giving high performance, minimum should be 4 GB and maximum can be up to 16 terabyte. And guys, these are all like throughput, cold, magnetic. That means throughput meaning ST1, cold meaning SC1, magnetic meaning in shortcut standard. So throughput meaning, let's say for example, you have an EC2 instance, right? And you are using it frequently, but you don't care about the performance and you need it for cheaper price, which is frequently accessing it. Then go for throughput. And if you are not using frequently, you don't want to spend much money there, and some time only you are using the volume, then you go for this not frequently accessed data, which is cold, SC1. And magnetic is previous generation. Slowly they're going to remove that. But at the moment, magnetic meaning in the shortcut standard, that is also hard disk, that's for previous generation. That means it's not faster, it is not much used. You understand type of volumes here? what is the shortcut? What is the API or what is the shortcut for GP2 for general purpose? GP2 and GP3. And which one is used for high performance? IO1 and IO2. Which one is the commonly used volume type? GP2. And guys, which one is costlier out of this? You can easily find out. Yes, IO1. This one is costlier. This one is costlier. IO1, IO2 are costlier because, guys, here we need to provide the value. That meaning we need to provide how many IOPS that you need. We need to provide the values. For provisioned IOPS, let's say, for example, you have mentioned like 5 terabyte of volume. Guys, each single volume can be up to 16 terabyte. I can have 1, 2, 3, up to 16 terabyte. I can have one each volume. Let's say I have created a volume with 5 terabyte with provisioned IOPS. And it will ask for IOPS values. How much input output per second do you need? So basically like 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, 8000. So how much ever you are giving, increasing the value IOPS, that much cost will be increasing. This volume inside root, it's not about inside root volume. If you are creating a root volume, if you are launching an EC2 instance, you have a root volume, not default volume. You need to select which type you need, right? Root volume, which type do you select in general? Guys, for the root volume, which type you will select? Yes, GP2. Alright. For additional volume, which type? Your wish. Go for GP2 or ST1, SC1 standard, whichever you like, whichever based on the requirement. Right? So here, which one are IOPS configurable? IOPS values configurable? IO1, IO2, and also keep this in mind. Now GP3, right? GP3, IO1, IO2 are IOPS configurable. So compared to GP2 and GP3, which is faster? GP3 is faster. Compared to IO1 and IO2, IO2 is faster. Right? It's depend upon how we do it. But keep this in mind here. IO1, IO2 and GP3 are IOPS configurable. IO1, IO2 and GP3 are IOPS configurable. That meaning you can input IOPS values. You can input IOPS values. Right? Yeah. And how about GP2? Guys, GP3, IO1, IO2, you need to provide you need to input IOPS values. Guys, ST1, SC1 standard or to be like HTD, so we don't talk about much. So, but how about GP2? Guys, GP2 is the most common IOPS. IOPS meaning input output per second. IOPS. Input output per second. IOPS meaning input output per second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here, the good thing about the most commonly used volume type is GP2, na? So for GP2, you need to mention the IOPS values here, because GP2 has a default IOPS. That's the reason why everyone will be using GP2. Everyone will be using GP2. So GP2 has a default IOPS. GP2 has default IOPS. Yeah. GP2 is free? No, GP2 is not free. Nothing is free, guys. Nothing is free here, right? Nothing is free, right? So here, so the default one is GP2, right? So here, GP2 has a default IOPS. You don't need to specifically mention how much IOPS you need. So it takes automatically with ratio of 1:3. 1:3. That meaning if you select 1 GB, for 1 GB automatically you will get 3 IOPS. It is automatic. IOPS not configurable. It will automatically take based on the size that you have given. IOPS not configurable. Guys, so if you give 1 GB, automatically, for example, which type GP2 you have selected, right, for the root volume, and you have given 30. You have given 30 GB. 30 GB, for each GB you will get 3 IOPS. For 30 GB, how much you will get it? Yeah. So you don't need to mention any IOPS there. You cannot even configurable, but automatically you will get it. So you'll get because you can mention how much GB and automatically you are getting IOPS, and it is having also very good performance. For all general purpose related things, people will go with the GP2. GP2 is usually the favorite volume type for everyone. But if you need more and more and more high performance, which volume type you should choose it? Yes. IO1 or IO2 you can select. Make sense? Okay. Now, perfect certification question here is, root volume doesn't support all volumes. Root volume supports only, it supports GP2, it supports GP3, it supports IO1, IO2 and standard. They don't support, for the root volume you cannot have ST1, SC1, you cannot have those. You cannot have those. This is a certification question. Yes. Right? It supports only GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2 and standard. And how about the additional volumes? Let's see. Okay, that guys, let me write that also maybe. So root volume supports this, but root volume doesn't support ST1 and SC1. Root volume doesn't support these two. And how about additional volumes? Guys, keep this in mind. These are all certification questions. What I'm writing everything. Right? So additional volumes support all types. Additional volume support all types. Additional volume supports all types. Guys, any questions? Clear? So why we are not using GP3 commonly? It is SSD and faster? Yes, it's not commonly something only one will be there. No? You can use it. No one will stop using GP3, right? It's up to us. It's up to us. But GP3 you need to mention IOPS, na? Right? That is little bit costlier. That's why they don't. And GP3 is latestly launched. Previously it was only GP2. Sorry. Is this clear, guys? Still here, everyone? Okay. So this is about EBS volumes. Very important. And let's talk about a bit on instant store volumes. Guys, instant store volumes. So eBase volumes is persistent, right? But this is not persistent. Not persistent storage. That meaning these are temporary volumes. Temporary volumes. So temporary volume means, guys, if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data will be lost. Yeah. What is that? So it doesn't spelling. Guys, don't worry about the spelling. So there will be some typos here and there. So don't care. Okay. Where is that doesn't spelling? Okay, here. Yeah, don't care. Don't worry on that. No issues. Yeah, guys will understand that. Yeah. So, guys, temporary volumes. So, temporary volumes meaning if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data will be lost. Data will be lost or deleted. Lost or deleted, both are same. Guys, temporary volumes. What are these temporary volumes called? Instant store volumes. Instant store volumes are temporary volumes. That meaning not persistent. So if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data will be lost. And also keep this in mind. Instant store volumes are free. Those are free. And these are, in another name, this is also called it as ephemeral storage. Ephemeral storage. Very important, guys. So, if you want a persistent volume, guys, okay. If you want persistent volume, which one do you choose? eBase volume. If you don't want persistent volume, right? Okay. If you ask like, what is the use of having this instant store volume? Guys, instant store volume, AWS will give it for free. So, for T2 Micro, they don't give it for free. But if you go for big instance types, like M4, bada instance type, AWS will give you like 1 terabyte, 10 terabyte free of instance store volume as D drive, E drive, F drive, and all. But keep this in mind; those are all instance store volumes, temporary, right? So that meaning whenever you put the data here, okay, you will feel happy that okay, sir, oh, I got AWS has given me given me very huge size, right? And if you put all your data there, and somehow if you stop the EC2 instance and start it again, and whatever the data you have it on the D drive or E drive or instance store volumes will be deleted. So this will be used for temporary purpose. For temporary purpose, you can use like anything for caching purpose, for calculation purpose, for temporary related thing, you can go and use this instance store volumes. And another name for this is ephemeral storage. Temporary. Ephemeral means temporary. Getting sense? Make sense, guys? Yes. Okay. Guys, one general question for you. If you terminate the EC2 instance, by default, root volume will be deleted or not? If you terminate the EC2 instance, root volume will be deleted or not? Okay, that is a certification question that you might get it. Let me write that. Guys, if you terminate EC2 instance, by default, root volume will also be deleted, because guys, while launching, there is an option called delete on termination. There is an option called delete on termination. This option is enabled or checked. That's why it will be deleted. will be deleted. So guys, so if you terminate the EC2 instance, if you terminate the EC2 instance, the root, keep this in mind, if you terminate the EC2 instance, automatically by default, I'm saying by default, root volume will also be deleted automatically. Because why? While launching, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps are there. In one of the steps, you need to mention this volume details. So in that volume detail, root volume details, there is an option called delete on termination. What is that option called? Delete on termination. So this delete on termination, that option is checked. That meaning whenever you delete, that meaning whenever you terminate the EC2 instance, this root volume will also be deleted automatically. Guys, if you uncheck that option, the root volume will be deleted. No, it is up to us whether you want to do it or if you don't do it. And how about the additional volumes? Guys, can you tell me, if you terminate the EC2 instance, the additional volume will be deleted? So, if you terminate EC2 instance, by default, additional volumes will not be deleted. Because delete on termination option is disabled or unchecked. Right? Additional volumes will not be deleted. So for the, yes, guys, so if you terminate the EC2 instance, by default additional volume, will not be deleted because delete on termination option is unchecked. But remember guys, any time, this is up to your requirement. That these checkboxes can be customized. That meaning depend on the requirement, check or uncheck it. Right? You might get a certification question saying that, hey, is it possible to retain the root volume while terminating the EC2 instance? Yes or no? Yes. How? Uncheck that option. Uncheck that delete on termination option. Yes, you can delete the additional volumes also by checking it. Clear? Is it clear till here, everyone? Nice. So, question for you. Guys, I have an EC2 instance and for that EBS volume is attached. And if I start and stop, data will be lost? No. For EBS volume attached EC2 instance, if I reboot it, data is lost? No. If I terminate, obviously data is lost. Okay. If I terminate the EC2 instance, that meaning data is lost, na? Yeah. Okay, let's come to this. Instance store volume. So instance store volume, can we say this is temporary volumes? Yes. If the instance store volumes are attached to the EC2 instance, if I stop and start the EC2 instance, data is lost? Data is lost? Yes, data is lost. And how about reboot? Data is lost? Data is not lost. Data is not lost. Why? If you stop and start, data is lost, but if you reboot it, data is not lost. How? 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 Do you want to know that? Actually, you no need to know that this topic, but if you just remember this line, this is okay. But we know, right? We are excited and we are, at least I'm also sure, no, I'm not sure patient, but we have eager to know. So guys, but thing is, I'll be talking about this while reboot data is not lost, but the backend on the AWS. But do we need to care about this, guys? No need, nah? But let's see here why. If I reboot, why data is not lost. Should we learn that? Yes? Let's do that. Okay. So guys, I'm talking in the backend. Backend meaning what? Host machines. Backend meaning host machines. So let's see. Okay? You know very well. So the things that we have here. Okay. Yeah. This is one host. This is another host. Okay. So someone has launched an EC2 instance. So that means it will go and sit over here. Yes or no? It will go and sit over here. No? This is a EC2 instance. EC2 instance. Okay. For this EC2 instance, we have the volumes also. No? Guys, volume will be there, right? So that meaning here we have centrally we have EBS. Right? EBS volume will be there centrally. And then from there we get the volume and we'll attach it to the EC2 instance. Yes or no? From there we have attached. Guys, everyone, yes? Agree? Yes. Okay, now, there is a concept here. What will happen for this EBS? So we have a concept here, like what will happen with the EBS and what will happen with the instance store volumes. Let's see the difference. AWS has a technique. Guys, AWS has a technique. So whenever you stop and start the EC2 instance, whenever you stop and start EC2 instance, you know, what will happen in the backend is the EC2 will jump from one host to another host. Okay. So this EC2 instance, if you stop and start the EC2 instance, this might go and jump on the another host, or it can be on the same host. But mostly it will jump from one host to another host. Let's see is the logic in the behind. Okay, when it is jump, yeah, whenever you stop and start the EC2 instance, the EC2 instance will jump from one host to another host in the backend. This is how AWS is designed in the backend. Okay, now once it is jump, the volume will be, do you have any effect on the EBS volume? Do you have any effect on the EBS volume? No, because it's just a pointer. It's just a pointer. The pointer will be moved to this here. Nice. No effect on EBS volume. Okay, now you tell me here. If I stop and start the EC2 instance, it will jump. So whenever it is jump, will there be any data lost? Whenever you stop and start the EC2 instance, will there be any data loss for EBS? Jump? No data. Data is not lost. Data is not lost. So stop and start the EC2 instance meaning it will jump. But if you reboot it, no jump will happen. No jump. Guys, if you reboot it, no jump. Now, if you reboot it, no jump. So can you tell me yes, for the EBS volume, if I reboot the machine, data is lost with no jump? If reboot, no jump, data is lost? No. data is not lost. That's the reason why EBS volume, if you stop and start the EC2 instance, data is not lost. If you reboot it, data is not lost. That's what we have discussed here. If you stop and start, data is not lost. If you reboot it, data is not lost. In the back and see. Okay. Now, but remember, if you terminate, definitely data is lost because your root volume will be deleted. Your root volume is. Okay, let's come to the instance store volume. What is this instance store volume? Instance store volume meaning, okay, now I have launched an EC2 instance here. I have launched an EC2 instance here. This is my EC2. This is my EC2. Okay. So this EC2 instance will also need to have an hard disk, right? That meaning volume. But this will not, this will get from EBS. No, EBS volumes are different. So guys, can you tell me, every physical machine will have an hard disk? Every host machine is nothing but a physical machine only. Every physical machine will have an hard disk. So whenever you launch the EC2 instance and you want to have instance store volume, and this will be mounted, how much ever size that you have given, this will be mounted from your local hard disk. This will be mounted from your local hard disk. Local hard disk. Okay, now let's apply our formula. Guys, if you stop and start, if you stop and start, what will happen? Jump or no jump? Jump. Start and stop, it will jump. Okay, if it is jump, guys, when it jumps to here, can you tell me this physical hard disk will jump? Guys, this physical hard disk will jump from here to here. No, right? And whatever data is there on this EC2 instance, as this piece of the mount of this hard disk will left out here, and then it will jump from one host to another host. In that case, data is lost if it jumps. Oi, hello, guys. You just see here. The EC2 instance, if I use instance store volumes, that meaning it is mounted from the local hard disk of the machine. If I stop and start, I told that it will jump from one host to another host. Now it has jumped from one host to another host. Can you tell me, if it jump from one host to another host, this physical hard disk will also jump from one host to another host?
No.
No. So if it doesn't jump, data is lost or not? All the data will be present on the host 1, and data is lost. Data is lost. Okay, now let's see about reboot. So if reboot, jump or no jump? Jump or no jump? No jump. Okay, now you tell me, guys. So if I reboot the EC2 instance, which has instance per volume, it will not jump, it will sit on the same host. If sit on the same host, the same mount point will be there or not? The same local hard disk. It will be there. So data is lost or not? Not lost. That's the reason why here, see, if you reboot, data is not lost. That is what we have written here. Reboot, data is not lost. You understood the logic behind on the AWS? Clear, guys? Nice. So, guys, here there are six EC2 instance states. Let us learn that. There are 6 EC2 instance states. So what are those is, So what are the things that we can do? We can launch, we can stop, we can reboot, we can terminate. These are all things that we do it, right? Yeah. So while launch the EC2 instance, the instance state is first it will get the state as pending, and then it will become to running. Pending, running. Whenever you stop, you will get stopping, and then it will be stopped. Whenever you reboot, state doesn't change. Right? Change. Whenever reboot, state doesn't change. Right? And then whenever you terminate, shutting down to terminated, you will get it. Okay. Yes. So pending to running. Whenever you launch an EC2 instance, guys, how many states are there? 6 states are there. What are those? Number 1, pending, 2, running. Number 3, stopping, 4, stop. And then shutting down, 4, and then terminated, 5. So we have 6 states. Pending. Whenever you launch an EC2 instance, the first status you will get it is pending, and after some time it will be running. Whenever you stop the EC2 instance, the status will be stopping, and then it will be stopped. And whenever reboot, there will no state doesn't change. It will be running only. But I'll show you in the practicals, right? It will be running only. It will be showing running only, because reboot meaning it still run. It will not stop. Terminate meaning shutting down to terminated. These are the states of the EC2 instance. Any questions till here? How much time it will take to pending? A couple of minutes, 2 minutes. Any questions, guys? CC, till here? Nice. Okay. Are you okay? Right? Not overloaded, right? Guys. Should I start? Should I go for the next topic? Why do we stop and start EC2? Good question. If I ask you, Manideep, why do you shut down your laptop and why do you start your laptop? Overloaded, ah? Guys, are you guys? If you are using, start. If you are using, start it. If you are not using, stop it. Simple. Yeah, simple. Yes. Guys, you guys are overloaded? Please tell me. Yes or no? Okay. What I understood is I should not ask this question again. I should continue. Yeah. Okay. So I understood. That's a wrong question from my side. So now you got that feeling though. Okay, let us stop it here for only today. I don't usually do this. Okay. But definitely I don't ask this question next time onwards. Yeah. But I don't think so. Definitely it's overloaded. But we have so many topics, guys. We have so many topics. Many topics are pending. So we should not leave the time like this. Okay. For now, it's fine. So So yeah, okay, that's okay for now. Today it's okay, fine. Yeah, practice is not now. We need to finish the whole. We need to finish the whole EC2 theoretical topic. Then only we'll go for the practicals. Yeah. Okay, so yes. Can you please just repeat it once? This EBS and instance volume for the. Do you have any questions on this EBS? Simple thing is, guys, simple thing is EBS. Okay, which one do we choose here? EBS volumes or instance store volume for practice purpose or for real time? Yes, obviously EBS, right? EBS. Real time would be EBS. So EBS meaning persistent storage. Instance storage temporary, guys. It's like your pen drive. Or not, I cannot say even pen drive, right? It's a temporary storage, that's all. If you want, you can use it, otherwise don't use it, simple as that. Okay, fine. So let me stop it here for today. So please take a screenshot, and tomorrow we have a class. Yeah. Don't even dare to miss the EC2 topics, man. It's very important because, right, EC2 is the heart of AWS. So don't miss the classes, right? Tomorrow is Saturday. Usually we'll have the Saturdays also, right? So please don't miss the classes. Yeah, next. But believe me, I don't ask that question, huh? Next slide. Yeah, baga arthamaindi. Yeah. Yes, we have class tomorrow. Great. So, guys, so can you give the final CC for today on these topics? Master. Huh? You have to give off Saturday. No. So I don't give off. No, who is that? Ashish. No. Saturday we have it. Sunday we don't. Sunday we don't have classes. Only Saturday. Same timings. Yes. Sir, photos. Pandana. Whose photos? My photos. Sorry. This one. Take it, na. Next one. Only two. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Poonam. Great. So that is all, guys, for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day, and see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.